SmackDown is outfoxed, and Raw and NXT won't be in the on the USA much longer. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling vlog who always tells it like it is. Again, thought about giving a rant about who should be released, only to find that Endeavor's merger beat me to it. No real surprises, well, except for Matt Riddle. Sure, he was making Drew McIntyre uncomfortable, but that's what he did with everyone, fans included. I thought he had an IC title run in him, but apparently Endeavor doesn't want any druggies in their businesses, real or otherwise. So, the other big thing to come out of the merger of WWE and UFC as separate but equal entities was the fact that the long love affair between SmackDown and Fox has finally fizzled out. For whatever reason, Fox was not willing to pay WWE's asking price for a new media contract with them. Not sure what said price was, but it was probably more than the struggling Disney-owned network could afford. So this is what, the 6th or 7th network move from UPN to CW to My Network to Sci-Fi to USA to Fox in the past. SmackDown has as much success with networks as they had with general managers during the first brand split. And while this was about the longest stretch on one channel since UPN CW, it's really telling more about the state of Disney than of the WWE if they can't afford to keep SmackDown on broadcast network TV. But fret not, it appears that SmackDown will be headed back to the USA Network to celebrate 25 years of existence. For some odd reason, NBC Universal was willing to pay what Disney Fox wouldn't, or couldn't. However, I'm guessing they don't have enough to support all three brands of the WWE. They're willing to take SmackDown back at the cost of giving up Raw and NXT. The contract between the WWE and the USA Network is winding down, and the WWE was asking for over $1 billion for a new 5-year deal. You know, is this same type of greed on the part of the WWE that sent Raw away from the USA Network many years ago to end up on TNN Spike TV for 5 years? Hell, that network, where TNN used to stand for the Nashville Network, deliberately changed its format and the name to the National Network to accommodate the WWE's move. But despite becoming the first network for men called Spike TV, they just couldn't get the numbers the WWE were looking for. So after 5 years, they renegotiated a contract with the USA Network and went back home. And that was the only time the WWE was away from that network in over 30 years. It's one of the exceedingly few original programs the network has. I mean, not of course that stopped them. People do like Law and Order reruns. But it seems... But when Raw left Spike, Spike didn't stick around too much longer. Sure, having SmackDown will keep them from going, but how long before that flame dies out? So, where is Raw going to go? Well, according to reports, Endeavor is in negotiations with some big networks, though they refuse to say which ones. Maybe ABC might be interested to keep the WWE in the Disney family somehow, but if Fox can't afford it, how can ABC? Or how about ESPN? They were more than happy to have WWE superstars on their This Is SportsCenter faux commercials, and Pat McAfee is now a regular on College Game Day, thus a link between WWE and ESPN could be established. But still, it is Disney-owned, so or who knows? Maybe CBS will take a stab at it, or Fox Sports, or any number of non-Turner-started cable networks. There's also talk about it moving away from Monday nights, which will really screw up our minds. On NXT, not 100% sure but if they're part of the Raw deal, but At worst, they can just go back to Paramount slash WWE Network from whence they came a half dozen years ago. In any case, this will be a bit jarring for long-time fans like me, but we have been given time to get used to the idea. The contracts are not up until around this time next year. Until then, Raw and NXT will still be on the USA Network, SmackDown will still be on Fox, NBC is looking to revive having 4 primetime special cards a year like Saturday Night's Main Event back in the 80s and early 90s, and hopefully during this time Endeavor will find a buyer. The WWE ain't dead yet. AEW has not won this war that they picked up from WCW, ECW, and TNA Impact. Just make sure you get ready to reset your DVR settings by this time next year, okay? I'm Chris Wolvie, the Wrestling Vlog, who always tells it like it is. Pray for peace. I'll see ya.